Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Phoenix, and welcome to the final countdown.
Jim?
Yep.
Why aren't you using the image I gave you?
I don't know. I guess I can use that if I can find it.
No, I thought you liked that image.
It was okay.
Awkward.
Not a bad image.
Comedy bot says awkward.
Ha. I think, let me see. X-Pound stuff. Live people. All those. That's it. What's his name?
Not that it's going to be up for very long because you're going to be switching images, but yeah.
Drew. Where's his thing?
I don't know what you did with it, but I sent it to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I saved that thing.
Oh well, next time. Keep going.
Fair enough. That'll be for another time. Oh, wait a minute. I know where it might be. No, that's not it. And then in there, there we go. There we go. Okay.
That wasn't the one I gave you, but okay.
Okay, well, I think that's the one Toby gave me. It's still in process. I don't know. What was the one you gave me?
The one with the Jericho background.
Oh. I don't seem to have that. I don't have that one anymore. I don't know where it went.
Okay. Well, that's what his logo's gonna look like. You swap back to like the Phoenix. That looks freaking horrible until it's finished.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. We're not going to... The block stuff will be dealt with when we have an opportunity, but for the time being.
Let's switch back.
Alright. So, this month here on the Final Countdown, we are here to rate, in honor of Mother's Day being this month, we are rating the top 5 TV moms of all time. Once again, as usual with these lists, as a preface, these are not necessarily the best, just our personal favorites a lot of the time. Joining me for this look, as you already heard, we have from the Shadow's Maw, Marcus Shadow.
Hello.
From the Mole, Chriz the Mole.
Hello.
And also joining us as a guest this month, we have from Pew Pew Productions, Anastasia Laserbeam.
Hello.
All right. So we're just gonna do how we usually run this. We're gonna round robin it, and now we're all gonna go through our 5s and our 4s and so on and so forth until we hit our number 1s. Let us know who your favorite TV moms are. If you agree with what our list, or if you have others you think should be on the list that weren't, put them in the comments below.
Also, it should be noted we're doing this because May equals Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Well, belated Mother's Day, but still, that's why we're doing this.
I fucking said that.
I didn't hear you say that.
Say it with me, everybody. Pay attention.
Can Mummy and Daddy stop yelling?
I mean, mom and more mom and like, ugh.
Anyway. Moving along, let's kick it over to the lists.
Yes.
Boom.
Boom, indeed. So, we're going to start off with number 5 on my list. Over air. My number 5 is Jill Taylor from Home Improvement.
Nice.
Fair enough.
I love Home Improvement. That's a great show.
I thought about her.
Tim Allen's a hilarious dude, and Patricia Richardson, who plays Jill Taylor, did a great job as a quintessential mom, just trying to deal with an idiot husband and her 3 sons, and living in the suburbs. And she just did a great job. You know, with the drastic difference in her 3 sons, it had to be hard trying to relate to all of them. With Brad, the anti-school, sports kind of guy that was the most like his father, with the middle son who always didn't really know where he fit in and kind of needed that guidance, to the younger son who rebelled and turned into a random goth kid who made a horror movie about his parents' death, which was kind of creepy and weird. But they all needed a different touch, and it was interesting to see her kind of, relate to each of the sons and kind of be there for all of them, in addition to being there for her husband, who was almost like having a 4th idiot son around. She just did a great job as a mom in all aspects of the job, including not only to her own sons, but also, in many instances, to her twin nieces, her Tim's brother's Tim's brother's twin daughters, and helping to be a mother to them in several episodes as well. So overall, we've just seen a lot of great mothering, and Jill Taylor is just a great character overall, in addition to being a great mother. Well, I don't know, he has a great balance of both the loving and a little bit of drama with the comedy tied in, but the comedy doesn't ruin her as a character; it enhances her. at making her seem like a real three-dimensional mother. And so I felt that Jill Taylor should be on the list. Number 5.
Nice.
Indeed. All right, where's my logo here? Boom. Okay.
I liked Home Improvement. I missed that show.
It is
that
a
was
good show.
show.
Do I have any volunteers to go next?
I'll go next.
All right, Stacey's going to be second this time around. That's changing up.
Okay, despite the controversy between the conversation we had earlier, I actually liked Marge Simpson as a mother.
Nice.
Because in many episodes, she chooses to choose her children over her husband basically to take care of them because he's gonna fuck up. He's a dummy, and someone has to do it. And in a lot of episodes, she has a lot of very empowering professions and encourages her kids to aspire to more. Always trying to pretty much help them succeed and trying to damage maintenance and putting up with, mostly I think personally, he puts up with her husband's antics as to not break up her family for her children's sake.
I like Marge. Marge has been pretty cool. And she does have good mothering moments, too. Like, when Homer was being irresponsible with a gun, she took them the hell out the house. Or any time she's looking after Maggie. I mean, literally, she's done the empowered mother thing to save the kids' lives multiple times.
And I will say another really good instance, although this wasn't the Simpsons movie, and this is TV, but she did actually leave her husband and destroy the videotape of them getting married so they could go back to save Springfield instead of the husband running away and being selfish and staying in Alaska. That was just one instance in a movie form that she showed how much of an awesome mother she is, willing to, pretty much leave her entire love behind for her kids' survival.
Nice.
So that's my number 5.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you, Stacey. Who would like to go next?
No, I'll go next.
All right, Marcus will be next, and Mole will be our final each round.
My number 5. Dr. Beverly Crusher, Star Trek The Next Generation. I really do like this character. I thought she was an okay mother. She did the best she could, and the fact of the matter is she was under the command of the guy who, in the beginning, she felt got her husband killed. But more than that, it was every time she looked at him, it reminded her of the husband that was under his command. So it was very painful for her. And having to do that and raise a child on a fucking starship, I mean, that's rough, dude. And she's the CMO, so not only is she having constantly remind her of the death of her husband by looking at the captain and, of course, her son as well, but having to raise her son and then also make sure everybody else on the ship stays alive, that's a lot of stress. And she did good by Wesley, I think. She was a good mother to Wesley, and she steered him right. I don't know what Jim thinks.
I could agree with that. And she stood up to defend. And she stood up to defend her son even in the face of Picard. So
that's true.
I will say, I hated her son.
Everybody hated her son.
Yeah, everyone hated Wesley.
But ironically, now there's run up, everybody loves Will Wheaton. So
because Will Wheaton's not Wesley. Will Wheaton's awesome.
And like I said, not me. I don't like him.
fair enough.
But by the way, Jim.
Yes.
Final countdown logo.
Ah, nice.
But yes, that was my number 5.
Mm-hmm. Opinions on that logo from the people that haven't seen it, by the way? Anybody?
That looks okay.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, moving along. So, Mo, would you like to give us your number 5?
Yes, I would. Very much so.
Excellent.
Will I? Is another question. No.
Ah.
Boom, number 5. That is Elizabeth or Liz Forbes. She is the mother of Caroline in Vampire Diaries. She is a single mother whose husband ran off to be with another dude, so she had to deal with that while trying to raise her daughter on her own, while trying to be a sheriff in a town run by vampires. Then her daughter becomes one, and she overcomes her hatred towards how she's always been raised to hate vampires and stuff, overcomes that and always puts her daughter first, to the point that when she died this season, she went out of her way with her dying wish to make sure her daughter would be okay.
I didn't think about her. She is freaking awesome.
Yeah, like literally, and I know it is a slight spoiler, but literally when she died, she made sure Damon would give the eulogy because she knows Caroline wouldn't be able to do that. She told Stefan to keep an eye on Caroline but basically be very cautious because she will go off the rails, and just a whole bunch of other stuff. Like she kept faking that she was going to get better to Caroline because she didn't want Caroline to have to go through that and stuff, which that was pretty cool. And out of all the characters on the show, she's the only one to only one of the main characters to technically die of natural causes. She technically died from cancer, which was made a little worse because Caroline tried to cure her with vampire blood, which does heal you, but it doesn't heal cancer. So she got really better, then suddenly got all the symptoms at once.
Ouch.
Yeah, I like her. Caroline, like I said, Caroline is a good character, and I did like her mother of Liz, and she was a great friend to Damon as well, which is one of the few only very few humans can do that.
Fair enough. Thank you, Mo. So, moving on to our number 4s, respectively. 4. So, my number 4 is Marie Barone. Everybody Loves Raymond.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet.
Everybody Loves Raymond is an awesome show. And
Great mother, horrible mother-in-law.
Yeah, pretty much.
Although, great mother to Raymond. Poor
yeah,
Bob.
not I miss Ray. Dung.
I liked him.
Robert's
Not
awesome.
exactly the best to like Raymond's brother, which I forget his name.
Robert.
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about him 2 seconds
Robert.
ago.
Oh, I didn't hear you say his name. I thought you just said brother.
No, we said Robert.
Alright.
But yes, Marie Barone, very loving mother. She does love both of her sons as much as she tends to favor Ray inadvertently. And she shows this sometimes a little too much by trying to be there to care for Ray, to do whatever she needs to do. She'll make his favorite food. She'll come over and watch his kids when need be, so on and so forth. And in some cases, even though she greatly dislikes the fact that Ray has a wife and that she's kind of been sort of replaced in his life, she on certain occasions has tried to even help Ray's wife, be a better wife for her son because she loves him that much, even though she doesn't like her. And she's shown it toward Robert too, by letting him continue to live with them and helping support him as he moved back out and his supporting his career in the police force and whatnot. And this is all in spite of an asshole husband who is hilarious but a terrible father, as far as I can tell.
I will say she did not support his police force.
She didn't. Oh, I thought she did. I haven't watched this regularly, but I've seen episodes of it.
She really wanted him to be out of it, to the point that she even left the iron on too long and burnt his lucky shirt for his interview, and then sent in a letter apologizing because she loved her son and she loves Robert. And like the police chief said, you didn't want him to get this job. You went out your way to make sure he wouldn't get this. Because that embarrasses him. And she's like, yeah, because she was worried that every time he's out as a cop, like, it just takes one person with a gun and she'll lose her son.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes from a loving place, but she doesn't support him as a cop because of the stress. She wants
true, but once he became a cop, she got a little more used to it over time. So and she's still, either way, it comes from a good place. She's still a very good mother. She just loves her sons, and sometimes that love drives her to do crazy things for them that one would not normally do. But overall, she's a great mother, and the character itself is a funny, entertaining character. She's funny, and sometimes that's still the detriment of the character, but not too much. it works. It works well enough. It works well enough that Doris Roberts can pull it off and balance the comedy aspect with the actual legitimate loving mother that we do see in some of the more emotional, dramatic scenes of the show. So she really is a great mother, and always one that is worth mentioning.
She is, and I think everyone's had either a mother, a grandmother, or a mother-in-law, or something in their family like her.
Yeah, oh yeah, always.
Especially considering the writers went out their way to write a load of actual things that they're like nagging, sort of overly like what do you call it, like nosy mothers would do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally. All right, so yeah, that is my number 4. Let me go back over to mine. Yeah, okay. So Stacey, how about your number 4?
My number 4 is Elise from Family Ties.
Okay.
'Cause I really liked her. She was an awesome character, and I loved how she had an incredibly strong job, that very busy job, but she always made time for her children too, which is not like something usually you have to sacrifice one or the other. But she did not do that, and she pretty much I felt kept the balance of the house, helped them, and also this also could make me slightly biased, personal bias to the character, but then it's our own personal list, so it doesn't really matter. But my sister is actually named after Elise from Family Ties.
Nice.
Yeah. I am partial to her just because of that, because, I love my sister, even though she fucking drives me crazy.
I thought your parents basically named her after what they had to get a car. Oh, lease.
Ha!
Thank you.
Yes, there you go. But I just think
back to creating
I just
myself.
thought she was like the perfect balance of like I can actually make some time for myself. I have my own character development. I have my own story, but at the same time, I still have time for all my kids. I make time for my husband, and she kind of just sets a perfect balance to everything. I felt because she didn't like give too much where she's crazy and she's only for her kids and she doesn't like give herself anything because she does. Because you see a lot of that, and like a lot of mothers who will like do anything for her kids. While I don't doubt she would, it's really nice that she does make time for herself as well.
I could see that.
Indeed. Fair enough. Thank you, Stacey. Marcus, your number 4.
My number 4. Before I do my number 4, I'd like to throw out Beverly Crusher was portrayed by Gates McFadden. Great actress. Great stage actress. I think she has her own stage company that she produces plays for and acts in.
Mm-hmm.
So
She does, yeah.
really good. So, my number 4. Go. Dexter's Family, go. That's right. Dexter's mom, voiced by Kath Soucie, and I apologize if I butchered your name. Dexter's mom is just called Mom, and she's awesome. She's a little airhead, but she's awesome. And come on, she becomes a fucking Power Ranger to save her son. Seriously.
She's a horrible mother. There's a reason her son grew up to be a serial killer. No one's seen the TV show Dexter?
Nice, thank you. That was great.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
I had to say that because I realized he didn't get it.
Yeah, I got it immediately. It just took me a second to reach for the sound effect button.
But yeah, I love Dexter's mom from Dexter's Lab. She's fucking awesome. Like I said, she becomes a Power Ranger and then has her memory wiped, so she doesn't remember being a Power Ranger. But still, that's the image I was trying to find. I was trying to find a picture of her in her morph suit, and I couldn't find one. So. But yeah, she's a mother of action. Yep, and despite the fact that she's kind of not altogether there, she does love her kids, and so she's and she's always trying to help, even though she doesn't know like all the tech that Dexter has. So quite often she might end up endangering the entire town, nay, the world. But still, she's awesome, and she's hilarious.
Nice.
Let me switch image back. While Jim continues on.
Fair enough. Oh, how about yours?
Well, I will ask a question first, and it's weird Marcus is using the Final Countdown logo, but still. I will say, yeah, will say, yeah. If I was to ask, if I was to say two questions, what would your answer be to both?
Okay.
Action mother and action girl.
Action mother.
Yep.
Um.
The answer, of course, fucking Sarah Connor.
Oh yeah, that's true. Although, was she a mother in the series? I thought it was pre-John Connor.
No, John's a teenager in the show, and one of the
Okay.
things she does is she constantly keeps trying to warn him not to keep getting feelings like he's been getting towards Cameron, the female Terminator. She was
Fair
an
enough.
action mother. She tried to get a job for her kid. She kept teaching him everything about how to defend against Terminators. She even set up safe locations in the show and everything. She's just like fucking awesome. Who does not love Sarah Connor? And like I said, Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles is awesome. And I know Pure, when she looks at this image, will probably just think Game of Thrones, but that's a different character. Let's move on. But
I was actually
yeah.
thinking your description of her could also pretty much sounds like a lot like the Sarah Jane Chronicles, like the Doctor Who kids show.
Yeah, this isn't, because she's literally teaching John how to stay alive because he is the savior, and she's teaching him like how to dismantle Terminators, like which weapons to use in which locations and stuff. And while doing all that, she tries to get a job to keep some sort of normality in her son's life, which is pretty cool. And yeah, you even get to see her a few times. She bust out the guns. Sarah Connor.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm shocked when I said action girl and action mother. No one said Sarah Connor.
Because like
And
I said,
other-
I hadn't seen the show, so I thought it was pre-John Connor. My bad.
And in all due respect, I've never seen a Terminator movie in my life.
Basically, the easy way to remember it is it goes Terminator, Terminator 2, then everything else, because it'll be Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Terminator 3, or Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Sarah Connor Chronicles, and I believe Terminator 1, Terminator 2, and fucking Salvation and shit. So it's like they keep splitting their timeline.
Where does
Right now,
Genesis
you can
come
add
in?
Genesis.
You can, but I don't know if Genesis is going to include number 3 because Arnold was in that one.
Mm,
True.
So I'd have to wait to see the film to see how it branches.
fair enough. All right. So let's move on to our number 3s.
The final countdown.
Exactly. So moving on to number 3. Let me see here.
Did you say 3 minutes?
No, I did not say 3 minutes. It was a good
You
try,
just
though. I
did.
respect that. Bastards. Okay. Anyway. So, moving on. We actually already covered it, but my number 3
Ah.
is also Dexter's mom.
It's the same
Yeah,
image.
same image.
No, it's not. She's running in the other direction.
No, she's not.
No, it's the exact same image, dude.
Just
No,
yours is larger.
Yeah.
No, it's just, no, when you put it up, it was facing the other way. Maybe it's just because it's mine instead of yours, but it looks like she's facing the opposite direction.
Your end mirrored, I believe, to you, but on our
Okay.
end, it looks the same. It's exactly the same pose and same face, same facing, everything.
Your
It's the same,
image is
bigger.
mirrored, dude, to you.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Anyway, so yeah, Dexter's mom, kind of the same reason as mentioned before, is that she loved Dee Dee and Dexter to the point that, she did some crazy things that, whatever needed to be done to protect them, even if she didn't totally understand what was going on. Whether that was being a Saint Aug, cooking, cleaning. There's episodes where you see her going nuts trying to, take out mice, even though she knew the mouse was Dexter, or whatever, or whatever else kind of crazy things are going on in the mom-related episodes to, to keep the household running and to do what needed to be done to make sure her kids were happy. And just for the record here, because I actually know how to find things, I believe. Let me see here. If I do this, let's see, not that one. Go back. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that this is a version of the image you were looking for. Where'd it go? Oh, for Christ's sake, where did it go? I had the image. I hate this crap.
But I thought you could find things.
I can find things I have in here. I just don't know where it's safe to.
Which means you can't find it.
Oh, I can
Makes-
find it.
That's literally the definition of not being able to find something.
Oh,
But
I
yeah,
can
you want to talk action mom? Dexter's mom is a great action mom. I mean, come on. She piloted a Megazord to save her son. Oh, save the
Really?
city, really, but save her son.
Are you trying to say she's more of an action mum than fucking Sarah Connor?
Did Sarah Connor pilot a Megazord?
No, because she didn't need it. Did this woman defeat a whole building of Terminators?
True.
Yeah, it's right there. What the crap? Okay, hang on.
Oh well, moving on.
No, hang on one sec. Hang on one sec. It is here. It's just there. It is right there. That's the best one I could find. But you can see Dexter's mom above Dee Dee's head right there. You can see that.
And
That was her sort of her Power Ranger suit thing,
She was the Green Ranger.
something like that. But that was mostly to match the fact that she always wore the green shirt under her apron. It matched her shirt color.
Right, which made sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, she was a great mother. She was a woman of action. She did what needed to be done to keep an eye on her family. She might have been blissfully ignorant of Dexter having a giant laboratory, but she was just trying to be a good mother. And she's always well quoted as being on the top of lists of cartoon moms, just because everybody loved her as a character. She was a great character in addition to being a great mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Stacey, you're number 3.
My number 3 is Lizzie McGuire's mom, Joe McGuire. Now, I didn't overly like the show, but I did like her acting in the show, and she actually represented what was a really good mother, because a lot of times she had her daughter's best interest, and there was many like growing up like episodes, and she handled it way cooler than my mom would ever. And
Well, yeah, because if speaking to you has taught us anything, it's that your mother will only raise bad children.
fuck you. Like there was
I give you Exhibit A for Anastasia.
oh fuck you again. Like there was this instance where like they lost this football that was signed or whatever, and they got it burnt, so they had to replace like the football, and they said, you know what, here, take the signed football and give me a different signature football. So they got a different signature one, but it turned out that the mother had done the exact same thing as the daughter, where she also burned the football and just faked the signature. She goes, you should just do that, because that's what I did. It's like, whoa, you got a fake signature on football for a real signature football? Like, whoa. You know? And it's just like, and she's really cool like that. She's totally understanding, and, you know, she has good ideas of her own. And she's not afraid to talk about things with her daughter, with most parents are like, no. And she's just really all around really cool mom.
Nice.
Fair enough. Alrighty, and Marcus Shadow, how about your number 3?
My number 3. My number 3 is the original. The blueprint for the sitcom mom, the moms on TV. I went with June Cleaver of Leave It to Beaver, played by the always fabulous Barbara Billingsley. I mean, come on. She was the one that all TV moms aspired to be. And she was a great mom. Yeah, she didn't have the kind of stuff to deal with that we have to deal with today, but she still had, you know, she had Eddie Haskell, the rebel friend of her eldest son, and trying to make sure that, you know, he didn't, well, actually pull either of her sons the wrong way and, you know, have bad influence, and also trying to influence him in that respect as well, to try to make him a better person in addition to his sons or her sons. And she loved her sons, and she would do anything for them, and it was such a great show, and she was a great mother. I don't know if any of you have seen that show, but it was a great show.
I have not.
I've seen an episode here and there.
I've not seen that one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I was only I'm only old enough to have seen it
30?
in syndication, but
Ha.
yeah,
Yeah, you're only about 30 when it came out.
yeah. But I saw it on TV in syndication, and yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, she would always be trying to teach her kids something. You know, there were these, like most shows were back in those days. There was always a lesson to each episode, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was kind of the every mom. You know, like she was always like the rock and the voice of reason, kind of. You know,
She was
The
always the star of
emotional
shitty
center.
Disney films.
ha
She always paid for Kishi to run people over with a car?
ha.
She always lost to John Cena at WrestleMania.
He didn't always lose to John Cena.
She
Just when it mattered.
she always showed up to love her kids via satellite?
Ha.
Good times, good times.
We're horrible people.
We are.
And it's worse because we actually like the work.
I know. Okay.
Even if he did die in like 2 minutes of Transformers Prime.
Alright, Mole. You're number 3.
My number 3 is a weird choice.
Okay.
Her morals may not be what everyone else's are, but god damn it, she's going to raise her children the way she was raised and stuff like that. I give you Morticia Addams.
Nice.
Nice choice.
Fuck yeah.
Because I own the original Addams Family on DVD and stuff.
I do too.
Yeah, I loved the Addams Family and the Munsters and stuff. Addams Family more than the Munsters. I mean, I think there's a reason why if you say Addams Family, if you just start to do da-da-da-da, someone will click their fingers. What the fuck was the Munsters theme song? I rest my case. I like the Munsters, but come on, it wasn't as good.
It's the monsters. Dun, dun.
Yeah, this one actually had less staying power. But
Yeah.
like I said, the Addams Family was pretty good. And like I said, she raises her kids right in her mind, which is all you can do, is raise them to the best of your ability. And she's always looking out for them. She's a great mother. She's great with the kids, and of course she's overly sexual with her husband. But that's neither here nor there. But who doesn't like Morticia?
True.
And I'm sorry, the original Morticia, like that, much better than the one we got in the
Yeah,
films.
the 1964 version of Addams Family is always gonna be better.
Yep.
Yep, and it's definitely
Freaking John Ashton as freaking Gomez. John
And it's-
Ashton.
and it's definitely 100% better than the Saban Addams Family.
Mm-hmm.
That show wasn't overly terrible of the new Addams Family. However, a load of episodes were just remakes of the original episodes and stuff, and fair enough, but it just wasn't as good. It was fun, but it wasn't as good as, and you can't beat the original. So yeah, Morticia.
Yep. Fair enough.
Yep.
Alrighty.
You know who John Aston's son is, right? Pew.
Yo.
You know who John Aston's son is, right?
No.
Sean Astin.
Okay, who's that?
He played Samwise Gamgee in The Lord of the Rings. He's Raphael in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's his father.
Sweet.
Fair enough. Alright, so moving on to number 2 on the list.
Though none of those characters had the mustache like him, so
Because Sean doesn't have a mustache.
I know, but it just made him, you know? Like, even when he was on The Nanny, he still had his mustache because he's just fucking awesome. His face is just built like that. He's that amazing smile and mustache.
However, speaking of amazing smiles and mustaches, I believe Jim was telling us his number 2.
Thank you, Mole.
Yeah.
Everyone gets one.
Fair enough. Thank you, Spider-Man. Anyway. So, my number 2, I know Marcus earlier was talking about Dr. Beverly Crusher. I was initially thinking about considering putting her on the list, but I thought that was a little too obvious if I was going to do that.
She went with the Ball Queen.
No. Good try, though. No. I went with what might be simultaneously the best and worst mother ever.
Okay.
I give you Loxana Troy.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Loxana Troy, of course, a recurring character on the show, the mother of ship's chief counselor, Deanna Troy. Loxana, being a Betazoid, has telepathic powers. And as a result, that leads to some rather interesting situations. In terms of being with her daughter, she cares very much for her daughter, Deanna, her only daughter, her only child. And so she frequently shows up to check on her and is always very preoccupied with finding Deanna a husband, which, much to Deanna's chagrin.
Her
But
only living child.
I'm going to mention that. Fucking asshole.
No, it sounded like you just skipped over it. My bad.
I'm getting there. Dumbass. Anyway, as I was saying, Loxana's very preoccupied with her only living child, Deanna's happiness, and frequently shows up to do what she thinks will make her daughter happy, even if that's not necessarily what her daughter actually wants. Trying to set her up with an assortment of suitors, at one point showing up with a husband who was supposedly from a prearranged marriage from when Deanna was a child, even though this guy had fallen in love with another one from an alien race, but that's not important.
No.
And
She also shows up to try to make out with Picard.
well, yeah, she has a thing for Captain Picard, but that's a whole.
Who
That's
wouldn't
another.
try to make out with Picard? Seriously.
It's Patrick Stewart. Come on.
True.
So, but yeah, she's always there to try. She loves her daughter very, very much, and is always there trying to help her out, doing what she can. Being supportive. She always refers to her as Little One, a nickname that she developed when Deanna was a young girl, and she always calls her that telepathically and whatnot. And you can even, especially when speaking telepathically, they have this connection. You can see the love between them. And in fact, Loxana actually loved her daughter very much that in one of the episodes, it's revealed a dark secret of Loxana's past. Her mind starts malfunctioning, and her telepathy starts going nuts, and she goes into a coma. And they discover it's because of basically really severe alien PTSD. And that basically, she reveals that Deanna actually had an older sister that she never knew about. And Loxana inadvertently, because she and her husband were not quite paying attention, the daughter accidentally hurt herself and ended up dying from the injuries. At one point, they were having a picnic in the park. And Loxana felt so guilty about this that she didn't want Deanna to bear the burden of knowing about this sister that she never knew, and so she kept the secret to herself and kept it internalized to the point that it actually destroyed her mind, and Deanna had to telepathically go into her mother's mind and actually discover this secret by witnessing the events and help pull her mother out of it to know that she was there to support her and that she was okay. So that's how much Loxana cares about her daughter, that she made sure that she, didn't have to bear that burden of knowing about that tragedy. And that says a lot about the character, as much as she's mostly there for comedic effect and to chase Picard around and romantic gestures and whatnot and to do hilarious things and
to be naked.
And yeah, to show up to have a naked Betazoid wedding with a guy that she ends up not marrying anyway because he was
or end up naked in a mud bath.
Well, that too. So so on and so forth. And she also shows her mothering not only in that, but during the aforementioned the Mudbath episode you just mentioned, she also acts as an almost surrogate grandmother to Alexander, Worf's son, when he's a little, helping Deanna, when he's a little confused about what's really going on with his life between, not sure that his father wants him and having spent a lot of time with Deanna. Loxana kind of takes him under her wing and teaches him how to, how to relax and have some fun and kind of get that stress away and be able to handle life better, to understand and help understand this is why his father is what he is, why he does what he does. He does love him. He's just a very stern, tough kind of guy. He doesn't show emotions that well, so on and so forth. And they kind of form a connection that is shown throughout the episode and whatnot. And so that's really another great side of Loxana's mothering ability, as much as it tends to be hidden under her flamboyantness and her, pronouncing of her many titles and so on and so forth.
Yep.
Loxana Troy is a great mother, and it was certainly worth mentioning on this list.
And I would also like to say, rest in peace, Majel Barrett Roddenberry.
Indeed, yes, of course. Loxana Troy, played by Majel Barrett Roddenberry, the wife of the founder of Star Trek, the great Gene Roddenberry. Of course, also known for her prior role of Nurse Chapel during the original Star Trek series and in those movies as well.
She was also the ship's computer.
Yes, the voice of the ship's computer in all Star Trek media up to Star Trek Enterprise. And I believe she lived just long enough to voice the computer in the 2009 movie, but from then on, she passed after that. So from Into Darkness onward, it's a new computer voice. So yes, may she rest in peace, and glad to have you on the list, Loxana Tribe.
I wish I'd have thought of Loxana.
Well, you didn't. So, Stacey, how about your number 2?
My number 2 is Claire Dunphy from Modern Family.
Yeah.
Because I love Modern Family, and I really love the husband from Modern Family, but you can tell that he's one of those kind of sort of dumb guys, and Claire is just kind of the one who keeps the glue together, but she also does a really, really good job of handling all her children's individual needs, because they really spread it out. Like, her one kid is like a nerd, the middle child, and she kind of handles her like that, and the other one, the oldest one, is like some super, like, fabulous kind of like fashionista, whatever, kind of like that. And then she's got like her special, like, I don't know, I'm not gonna say mentally handicapped, but very special son. And it's just really interesting how she can just pretty much divide them up really well, and also be able to handle her husband too. And it shows again that she does occasionally make time for herself, as mothers should, so not to drive themselves too crazy. And it's really nice to see, you know, again with Elise, but kind of similar to Elise, mothers that can pretty much do it all and have it all, and that's really cool. And she's freaking funny.
Fair enough.
Oh,
You alright?
I'm fine.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Thank you, Pew. That was very good. Let's move on over to Marcus and your number 2.
My number 2. Well, she had to be on the list. Somebody had to have her on the list. I give you Carol Brady from the Brady Bunch, played by the
I was
great
thinking
Florence
about her.
Henderson.
Yeah, that's kind
She's
of inevitable.
fucking awesome. She has, count 'em, 6 kids. She had 3 daughters, and then when she met her husband, he had 3 sons. So she ends up with 6 kids, 3 adults, and 1 dog under 1 roof. That's fucking nuts. Luckily, one of the adults under the roof was Alice, the housekeeper, so she had help, and the dog was Alice's. But still, that's still fucking nuts.
To be fair,
And-
the dad helped.
The dad did help. But the dad, it was more of the dad was the guy with the job, the mom was the stay-at-home mom kind of thing. So he wasn't around a lot because he was always at work. But yeah, he helped too. Mike Brady was fucking awesome too. But yeah, she had to deal with what a lot of moms even to this day have to deal with multiple children of, you love this one, you love this son or this daughter more than you love me, and then she constantly had to go through that and show her kids, no, I love all of you equally, you're all my kids and I love you all. And it's just, and trying to keep them all sorted out and keep them all on the straight and narrow, and having to go through adolescence, puberty, stuff like that with each and every one of them. It's just, she is an amazing mother. And Florence Henderson did a fantastic job as the character.
Nice.
That, and she can sing. She's actually pretty good. They did have a short feud with the Partridge Family. Hence why you have, like, I think there's like a Brady music album and stuff like that out there when they actually sang and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's my number 2.
Fair enough. And Mole, how about your number 2?
My number 2, boom, Joyce Summers.
Saw that one coming.
Oh yeah, I told you it was going to be on my list. How could you not see that coming? But yeah.
Like, not that they don't be fanboys saying that everything is predictable when they read it on the internet before the show.
Yeah, I mentioned she was going to be on my list. She was a great mother. She was the only mother I can think of on TV that's ever ripped a fire axe out and smacked a British vampire on the back of his head while screaming, "Stay away from my daughter." And she didn't even know her daughter was the Slayer at that point. That's how awesome she was. So obviously she was protecting her. She didn't know her daughter was capable of handling it herself, which even Spike mentions later on when he meets up with her later on. And she's like, "Don't you seem really familiar?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, we met once in the high school." "Really?" "Yeah." And he like makes an axe in the motion with his hands and goes, "Stay away from my daughter." And she's like, "Oh yeah. And then they have cups of tea together. Which is awesome. I mean, she's just, like I said, she was such a great character. Like I said, even when she died, which the episode of her body is one of the saddest episodes of a TV show ever. But you even after she's died, you even see like Spike show up to try and give flowers, and this is at the time where he didn't have a soul. That's how much she could reach people. And when she did find, she was always like trying to make Buffy be a better girl and stuff. And when she found out she was a Slayer, she kept trying to make sure she was always safe and stuff. And it's like, she was just an all-round great character. So it was Joyce Summers. Cool.
Fair enough. Alrighty, well, it's come down to that point once again, folks. It's time for the number ones. It's time for our picks for the top mothers. So, I will start it out with my number one choice here, which I know that other than me, two of the other three people here have seen this show, so there should be some interesting comments on this one.
It's the mother from Dinosaurs.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I just really missed that show. Not the mama.
That was a great show. Ow. What's great, but it was sad because they murdered them all at the end.
Yes, Jim, you're number one.
Anyway, as I was saying, one might consider this a controversial choice, but I feel based on what I have thus far seen, I believe that this is a good choice for a number of reasons, and I believe because as I started thinking about this category in the last few days as I put my list together and everything, this is the first name that immediately shot into my mind, and originally I was not going to put her at number one, but as I was evaluating the list, I realized that I think she kind of deserved to be there. Because it takes a lot, when you become a mother, it takes a lot to be.
Oh my God, who is it?
I'm getting there. Fuck off. It takes a lot when you're going from being, somebody, from being a childless person to first being a mother. It's significantly harder
when your son is Thrax.
No.
You're never gonna say the fucking name.
That's near impossible. No. It's even harder to try to figure out how to become a mother when there's been very little of that type of experience in your life before. It's very hard to go to being a mother from being the evil queen. I give you Regina Mills from Once Upon a Time.
Regina is awesome.
Oh, okay, that's actually really good. I didn't even think of her.
Because the thing about and I'm not gonna mention every reason why, only because Mole hasn't seen season 3 yet, and I don't want to spoil him. But let's just say that in the first 2 seasons alone, we see that she starts off as basically she's just the evil queen, but we realize as time goes on she really does love her son Henry. She does care about him quite a bit. And as time goes on, we realize how much, despite the fact that she doesn't really care for much else, she does legitimately love Henry, and that's kind of what helps her come out of the darkness that had ruled her life for so long after, spoiler for those who haven't seen the first 2 seasons, her mother murdered her true love in front of her for the sake of getting her daughter to get power. really, that was kind of devastating, and she was amassed in darkness for so long, and she's removed her own heart on occasion. We've seen how much darkness is within that heart. But the fact of the matter is, she was able to come out of that because she finally found something she could love. And that's really quite an impressive thing for someone who, again, has been in that darkness for so long. I mean,
It's worth pointing out, not the best mother.
Well, no, I'm not saying she's the best mother. I'm just saying that she's a good mother in what she was willing to do for, at first, no, but that was because she didn't really know how to be a mother, because her mother was Cora. Her mother was a hateful bitch that only used her daughter to get power. Yeah,
she was the other evil queen until she died, or not died, but she went away, and then
yeah,
she died.
I know that. I was just saying.
She came back, but So.
I know. I was just saying, not always the best mother, only because there is a lot of times where she picks the wrong choice to screw over Emma, even though it costs Henry.
True. She does do that on occasion. But like I said, as season 3 has gone on here, you've really seen her overcome that and really be able to love and put Henry first when necessary. I mean, if you take a look at look at this. I mean, tell me you don't see the motherly love and emotion in this photo right here. Look at this.
Yeah, like I said, she does care for him. I was just saying there is a lot of times where she messes up.
Yeah,
but that's to be expected.
There is a lot of times where she messes up, but she does care for Henry a lot. And sometimes, yeah, to other people, she will try to get to protect what she believes is protecting Henry to the detriment of other people, including Henry's biological mother, Emma. But the fact of the matter is, it's truly because she does legitimately love Henry that much. To the point that, as I said, there's a couple of things in season 3.
Don't talk about them.
I'm not. I'm just saying there are a couple of things that will show you more about how much she does love him. I said there's one episode where we flash back to the first day Storybrooke existed, as Regina was learning how the town worked, and we see a little bit about when she came into both that, well, not necessarily that, but that the episode after that where we learn how we see how she got Henry in the first place, and we kind of understand that a little better.
Jim, we're done with spoilers for that. We get it. She's a really good mother.
I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not spoiling a thing.
I'm just saying, we don't need the details of the show. You're saying she's a great mother, and watch the show yourself.
Jim, get the hint. Move on.
I'm not
giving story.
My show. You don't like it? Fuck off.
Watch the language and the attitude, please.
No. My show. Anyway, as I was saying, like I said, among that and a couple other things that have happened over the course of Season 3 have shown even more how her love for her son not only has made her a good mother, but how that's actually managed to bring out what little light is left in her heart, and how, she can becoming a better and better mother as she goes on, driven by that love. And so it's really cool to see, and I think that really does make her a great mother because, not only to be a mother did she have to just deal with the normal stuff, but she had to overcome all of that to learn what it means to be a true mother, and I think at this point she has. So yes, Regina. All right, so let's move over to Stacy for her number 1.
All right, my number 1 is, I'm going to say it, I'm not going to spend 6 fucking years talking about it before saying it and be a fucking troll. Roseanne.
Nice.
Roseanne is freaking awesome. There was a reason that it was named after her and not her husband, because she is the one who takes pretty much care of the kids, even though, she's the boss. You know she was the boss, and she pretty much watches out for her kids. She's not gonna let anybody mess with them, no matter what, and she's always gonna, keep them on the straight and narrow. And even when her husband had passed in the show, they kept going. They didn't stop. And she could do it. She became a single parent, and she continued to raise her kids. And that's something a lot of people would seriously struggle with. And just the fact that the show...
I don't recall that happening, but okay.
Really?
Yeah, we're talking about Roseanne, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. What happened was... in the show, there at the end, right before at the end of the second to last season, Dan had a heart attack. Yeah. But he woke up from the heart attack, and the final season was all a bunch of really ridiculous shit, like they won the lottery, and Roseanne's mom came out as a lesbian and shit, And it wasn't until and in the finale episode they revealed that actually everything that happened in that final season was just Roseanne writing a novel of what she wished had happened, and that Dan did actually die from the heart attack, but we never saw any of that life. We saw the fictional life that Roseanne was writing for that last season. It was really kind of weird.
All I'm saying is, she didn't have him anymore. He was out of it. She continued doing it.
Yeah, they're saying we never saw her do that, but yes, she did, as far as we can tell.
And she's a great mother besides.
Oh yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm. Even when an episode where her kids told them they did something wrong when actually they didn't do anything wrong, but they said they wanted to do something wrong to make it themselves look cool, she managed to get the truth out of them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, she's always looking out for them, and pretty much she is just a great role model for her kids. One that you would not expect.
Oh yeah, totally.
True.
Very good, very good. All right, Marcus, you're number one.
My number one, well, this is the one that first sprang to mind when I was trying to create the list. I was like, she's got to top my list. I give you Claire Huxtable, played by the always phenomenal, multi-award-winning actress of stage and screen, Felicia Rashad, from The Cosby Show. A little fun fact, that look you see there, that's why she got the role. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But yeah, Claire is just, she's awesome. She's a lawyer, married to a doctor, but you know, she's tough, she's a strict disciplinarian, but at the same time she does love her kids, and she's not afraid to admit that she's wrong when she's wrong. And she's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 kids. She's got like a lot of kids. And, you know, and she also had the additional struggles of being a highly successful black woman in a time when that wasn't the norm. You know, and so there was the racial overtones associated with the kind of things they put her and her family through. And she had to be one tough cookie to not only get through all of that, but to get her kids and her family through all of that. And come on, who wouldn't want Felicia Rashad as their mother? I mean, she's fucking awesome. But yeah, I always loved Claire just because you could tell how much she loved her kids. Like, despite the fact, like, with a lot of the mothers that we've talked about today, you know, sometimes they do some things out of love that is kind of to the detriment. Sometimes it's the right thing to do. Sometimes it's not the right thing to do. But that's just how much they love their kids, and Claire is no different. And I think, in my opinion, after June Cleaver was pretty much the first one to set the bar on the scene, I think when Claire Huxtable came along, she raised that bar. And in my opinion, that bar for TV mothers hasn't been met since.
Really?
That's my number one. Yep.
I don't know.
From the shows that I've seen.
Okay.
Of course, like I said, like was mentioned earlier, I think Jim mentioned, I haven't seen a lot of the more modern shows because I don't watch a lot of TV these days. At least not those kind of shows.
Which is fair enough.
Fair enough. And Mo, would you like to bring us home with your number one, my good sir?
Okay. And in an ironic twist of events, Marcus, I also had Claire as number one.
Nice.
Dunphy.
Ha!
Ah.
Boom. Yeah, I had Claire Dunphy from Modern Family.
Fair
She is just fucking wonderful. You'll see her constantly go out of her way for her kids, and yet she's not easily manipulated like other TV mothers from sitcoms have been. Like before now, like you'll see like Haley be like, well, you know, you got to deliberately mess up so that the parents know what they're doing, and that way the parents will do the job for you. And she responds by later on just turning around saying, okay, you now know how this works. You've seen how I made these cupcakes. You see how they're done. And Haley's like, yep. And she goes, cool, and just puts them in the bin. It's like, cool, now you stay up all night doing the rest. Because she wasn't going to do the rest of her. She wasn't going to do her homework for her. And multiple times you see you just see her being a great fucking mother. And there was like a time where like basically they thought the kids misread what they were going to say because they were going to take two different cars and race each other to where they had to go. And she thought, and basically the son's like, oh, you guys are splitting up. Oh, I'm with dad. And she's like, what? And she then later finds out that the only reason he picked the dad was because the mother didn't need him as much. Like, she's all together, she can take care of herself, but the dad can't. Like, Phil is a complete idiot. Phil is like Homer turned up a notch in a lot of ways. Which I know Pew had that, but I know Pew had Claire. That's why I didn't say anything when she had that. But yeah, Claire's my number one. Claire Dunphy.
Nice. Very nice.
If gay couples could have been in there, I would have totally chose what's his name, the orange-haired guy from like Modern
Mitchell?
Family. Yeah.
Mitchell. Ironically, I had joked to Jim I wanted to take Cameron.
Wouldn't they technically be considered father?
That
So
was
if we did like a list of fathers, they would count.
That was why she said it's a shame they didn't count. And like I said, I asked Jim if he'd count, and it was like no. Even though Cameron did get a Mother's Day card.
Fair enough.
And
But I just didn't want to consider him like the mother because he doesn't want to be considered a mother. He wants to be considered a father.
Neither does the other one. Did you not see him go ape shit when he had that? When they had that wedding, and like his statue had like a little kicking up leg, and he's like, "No, I don't want to be the girl in this relationship," because like they said, they both want to be considered men. But it's just funny that everyone always considers Cameron the fucking mother.
Yeah.
I love Cameron. He's awesome, and who doesn't look Fizbo? Come on, Fizbo.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, that scene where basically Cam gets out the car when Mitchell's being threatened, dressed as a clown with a giant clock, and pushes the guy and is like, "You stay the hell away from my boyfriend or I'll kill you." And the guy just backs the fuck off because it's a giant fat clown. It's like, it's awesome.
Nice.
Very nice.
Indeed. Alrighty. Well, this has been a fun list. Thank you three for joining me.
You're welcome.
Pleasure.
Please do join us for next month's Final Countdown, in which we are going to be, given that we have a bit of a video game theme running next month due to E3, we'll be counting down the top 5 Disney video games, which works out well both for our video game theme with E3 next month, and also leading into, of course, starting in July, the Summer of Disney.
Yep.
So be sure to join us for that. That will feature the main three of us. I don't know. Anastasia most likely will not be joining us. We will see. And so, indeed. And so with that, I thank you three for joining me. This has been the Final Countdown. I'm Jace Phoenix. We'll see you next time.